What's up, my nigga?
What did you just say?
What's up, my nigga?
I believe I am a white man.
Don't you know that belief is a doubt?
How is belief a doubt?
Because you cannot believe something and know it.
My poor brain, wait, I cannot believe it and know it.
No, and you can only believe in what you don't know.
I like that. You can only believe in what you don't know.
You don't know.
That's why you have to believe it.
Yes.
Ah.
Now do you believe in your mother and father?
No, I know my mother and father.
Yeah. If you know that you are white, explain to me how you know this.
My mother is Portuguese and she's white. My father is Scottish with blonde and blue eyes.
If I get water, I get a black can, a white one, a blue one, and a yellow one, and I fill them with water and seal them. When you look, what would you see?
Nothing, just the white of the black.
You would see the different colors.
The different colors.
And if you trust those eyes of yours, you're going to believe that they're different, aren't you?
I will believe it.
Until you go and taste them. And what are you going to discover?
That it's all just water.
All one. Oneness in diversity, we call it. Now you see all these human beings that you see, they are the same. And if you go to any one of them, excuse me sir, what color is your mind? You see, you hear what he said?
He doesn't know what color his mind is.
No, because we are spirits living in different color physical bodies. We are not our bodies. When you look with the eyes, you're not seeing me, you are seeing the body. When you look at my body and say I'm a black man, that is a program. You was programmed from birth to believe that you are blacks and whites. You're just a spirit in a body.
Thank you, my friend.
What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. I know you guys saw that clip in the beginning, right? And that's a message, you know, just to show, to teach you that we're all one. Just energy, that's it. We're all one spirit, having an experience in a human body. That's pretty much it, man. That's it. So, skin color and all these things is just created. That's pretty much it. It's part of the programming. So, I know when you see, though, when you look, you may see like different shades and stuff like that, but that's what you've been taught. If you wasn't taught that, you wouldn't know. That's pretty much it, right? So, it's a little lesson to teach, which, you know, I know some people know this already. So, yeah, so let's jump into this video. We got UFC 305, Du Plessis versus Adesanya. Prediction breakdown, guys. But before I get started, though, like always, hit the thumbs up button so these videos can get out, man. The more you hit the thumbs up buttons, the more people can see these videos, right? Also, share the video too. That'd be great too, right? Also, commenting helps with algorithm, so these videos can get out more. You can also subscribe to my Patreon account for all my face-off prediction and prop plays. And you can also donate to my PayPal account. That's pretty much it right there, guys. But this card right here, it is banging. 6:30 p.m. over there in Australia. 12 fights. So, you know, I feel it's going to stay that way. You know, sometimes the fights may fall off, especially on a pay-per-view card. Du Plessis versus Adesanya. Let's jump into this, knock this out. Not going to keep you guys waiting. First fight, guys, we got is, I got my notes, like usual. And I got the glasses on. You guys probably asking me, man, you have a lot of glasses. Yes, I do. I have a lot of glasses. So I got glasses for every event. All different kinds, man. All different kinds of glasses, right? So, but the same shade, though. It doesn't change, right? It does not change. So, just an experience, man. Just energy. All right, first fighter, guys. We got Stewart Nicoll versus Jesus Aguilera. And remember, this is Australia, so a lot of guys are fighting on this card are from Australia. So there could be a little bit of robbery, hometown favorite. You know how it goes already. I don't have to explain it, but if it goes to judges, it could be some split decision robberies, like usual, right? So depending on the judging and depending on how the fight goes, if it's a finish or if it's not, go to decision, judges, could be problems. But Stewart Nicoll here versus Jesus Aguilera. Stewart here, he's pretty well-rounded guy, man. He seems to want to grind or most of his wrestling. His wrestling is pretty elusive. Kind of have like a Habib kind of style of wrestling. You know, Can get flat-footed with the striking though. Kind of hittable at times. But these are grinded though, man. He grind. He would dirty box. He would ground and pound, which is ground and pounds are pretty nasty. It's pretty heavy with the ground and pounds. You also look for the submission. Striking at times can look kind of suspect. Little bit of holes in his striking, kind of rush forward. His head is there to get hit. His chin is up. But he kind of reminds me of Billy Qualentino. You guys know who that is, right? So he fights like him. He fights like Billy, and but the kid is pretty good though, man. His wrestling is pretty high level in my opinion, and his cardio is very good. Cardio is like he can go 5 rounds easy, which he has been to 5 rounds already, I believe. Yep, he's been all 5 rounds to a decision. His opponent here, Jesus Aguilar, is already in the UFC. Stewart is actually making his debut though. I forgot to mention that. But Jesus been here, had a couple fights already. He was in the Contender series. Lost to Tashiharo. Jesus is he's well rounded. Can get submitted. Been submitted 2 times, but he has 6 by submission. Doesn't really pack a lot of power though. He has 1 by knockout. Let me see here. Oh yeah, his Mendoza fight. The last fight he had, that was total robbery. Like I tell you, goes to judges, they will rob you, man. That was a big, massive robbery. I don't know how Jesus won that, but I know how it go already. There's certain things. A lot of politics are in these sports too. So goes judges and all these things. Depending on the person and whatever. So, and there's more to it too. I'm liking Stewart, man. And the reason why I said that because Jesus can get taken down. Doesn't really pack much power. Jesus gets tired. Stewart is like an Energizer bunny. He's going to keep going and going and going. He doesn't stop. And his wrestling is it's good. He's going to keep pushing. Or unless Jesus subs him. Which Stewart I believe Stewart hasn't been finished yet. But I know it's kind of, strange to pick a guy that's making his debut. Usually you don't want to do that. Because you just don't know what to expect. Coming from a different organization, he may perform differently. And Jesus already have a look experience in the UFC. But I like what I see from Stewart, though. If I like what I see, you could have no UFC experience. If I like what I see, I'm just going to go with that. Because that's what I feel. That's what I see on footages, and I'm just going to go with that. I don't think Stewart is 8-0, so obviously he's actually undefeated, and he has an undefeated record too. So that's even make it even worse. So he could come in here and just don't look the same. Strong possibility. So I would say be very careful with this, and I'm not confident in this fight here, guys. It's 50-50. Like I said, experience gonna go more to Jesus. And Stewart making his debut. You don't know what to expect here. So this is like a kind of risky one for me. But I'm going to go with Stewart, though. I'm going to say Stewart by decision. 50-50, 0 confidence. All right? Be careful with it. Next fight here, guys. Man, I'm going all the way to the next. Way back here, man, to Allen and Curtis Part 2. Oh, man. Way back. Going way back. Next fight here, guys. We got Kenan Song versus Ricky Glenn. Song here, Song is well rounded. Skill guy, pack power. He has a lot of power, man. He's gonna be a quicker fighter here. But he can drop the ball though. This is a guy that when he's on, he's on. So if he comes in there and he looks good, then most likely he's gonna win, obviously. If it doesn't look good, then most likely he's going to lose. But it's a guy that he can get knocked out. Been knocked out 4 times. But Sung at 170 is massive. And he packs a lot of power. His opponent, Glenn, is moving up to 170. From 145 or 155. Fights at 2 weight classes. But what we see from Rick Glenn, man. Rick Glenn hasn't been looking good, man. He's not too active. Back-to-back knockouts. I believe he was injured at one time. slow at the movements. He just looks off. He doesn't, it just doesn't look good, And going up to 170, I don't know if that's even a good move, but it is what it is. There is 2 losers in a row. But I have to go with Sung here because what I see from Glenn, he just doesn't look good. Slow at the movement, his timing is not there. His response time, is slow. And his movement, everything is slow. So I'm gonna go with Sung. I'm gonna say Sung by KO TQ in the first round. But I'm not confident because, like I said, Sung could drop the ball and somewhere or another, Glenn could come in here and pull off a win. It happens, man. We have seen this, guys that, just doesn't look good and they come in here and then just look good. It just happens like that. So I'm not confident for the fact because Sung will drop the ball. It happens, man. And like I said, Glenn moving up, we just don't know what to expect, right? Next fight here, guys, we have Tom Nolan versus Alex Reyes. Nolan's gonna have the 4 inch of height. He's a well-rounded guy. Kind of reminds me of Corey Sandhagen a little bit. He has that kind of flow to him. But he can get clipped though. He can get hurt on the foot, knocked down, knocked out. I believe he's been knocked out 1 time, so he's not as durable. And he usually gets hurt when he tries to come into the pocket and kind of let his hands go. He's good on the outside, picking his shots and setting up from the outside and counter striking or staying long with the jab. He's good at that. But once he starts to close the distance and get into like close into the boxing, into the pocket, if you touch him, he's going to go down. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, man. But his skills is good. He's a skilled guy. He's well-rounded, fights long. He got good. His foundation is good. He has good skills, and his technique is good, right? His opponent here, Reyes. Reyes is Dominic Reyes' brother, but a smaller version. He actually fought Mike Perry back in 2017, and from 2017, we don't see him again until 2023. So that's a big layoff, man. And then he fought Charlie Campbell, and he lost again, back-to-back knockouts in the first round, with a big gap of not fighting. Yeah, man, but he has a 100% finishing rate though. So this guy packs a lot of power. No, this is a tricky one because he's not active, and you can say maybe he's more experienced in kind of way, but he hasn't been fighting. But Nolan, he has I think he has like 2 UFC fights already coming from Contender series, but he lost one against Mata, which he got knocked out in that fight. Like I tell you, when you touch him and he's in the pocket, boxing range, in the pocket, he can get hurt. Reyes pack power, man. So the fact that Reyes pack power, it's a fight where you gotta be very careful with this one because if he touches Nolan could get knocked out. Can it happen? Of course it can, because both of these guys are they have skills, but it's kind of like an unknown in a kind of way, Alex Reyes is 13-4, maybe more experience, and Nolan is 7-1. So if Reyes touches him, he could get knocked out, man. Even though Reyes has a long gap of not fighting, got knocked out by Mike Perry and Charlie Campbell, it can happen. So this one is a 50-50, man. Definitely 50-50, and I'll be very careful with this one. Very careful. I'm gonna go with Nolan, but zero confidence, and I'll be very careful. Like I said, Nolan is not durable. Reyes ain't durable either. So it's like a heads or tail. So I'm gonna go Nolan KO TQ in the second round. Not confident. The reason why I'm picking Nolan because at least Nolan comes in here and he wins the fight. He comes in and wins. So yeah, I have to give him that. So Nolan KO TQ second round. Not confident. 50-50. Next fight here, guys. We have Jack Jenkins versus Herbert Burns. Jack Jenkins coming back after arm injury. I believe dislocated elbow. What I see from Jenkins though, he's a well-rounded guy with wrestle. They push the pace, push a heavy pace. A lot of heavy leg kicks. His leg kicks are devastating. They would take your leg out. will finish you with leg kicks actually. But he can get submitted though. And he can get taken down, but it's a fight where he mostly got taken down in his earlier fights and got submitted in his earlier fights. 2 by submission, so I mean he has improved. But he can still get taken down like I saw in a couple of his fights here. But he packed power in his punches and heavy leg kicks, and his technique, his foundation is not bad. His boxing is not bad. Burns, on the other hand, man, Burns is a guy that, you know, like I said, guys, it's all over. End of the day, I'm not here to disrespect any fighter, you know, but I speak, you know, if you want to say my truth or my opinion based on my homework. I feel Burns will give up in the fight. You know, his striking is suspect. He mostly just wants the submission, but if he gets a submission, obviously, if he gets it down, BJJ black belt, he wants a submission, so if he gets it down, a lot of times he will get it, right? But when was the last time he had a submission? Last time he had a submission was 2020, which was his last win. So he hasn't won since 2020, and he's not too active either. So this is a guy that been crucifix, elbow from being finished, exhausted by damage. He kind of exhausted from damage, kind of quit that one. So he been knocked up like three times already, I believe. But like I said, it's a guy where if he gets your back, you know, he will submit you. And Burns is Gilbert Burns' brother, or they're brothers. Herbert and Gilbert are brothers. Like I said, man, this is a guy that will drop the ball though, and that's the thing right there. You know, you definitely can't trust him. Been knocked out 3 times. You know, he fades in the fight, get tired. Usually fade in the first round, coming right to the end of the first round if he's pushing real hard. This one, man, it's a thing where if he can get Jack back, he could submit him. Anything is possible in these fights, man, especially pay-per-view card. You know, we're seeing upsets. I guarantee you that Burns is underdog. Like I said, I'm not looking on the odds right now, but I'm looking at it on my odd breakdowns. But I can guarantee you that Burns is underdog. But I'm going to go with Jack though, man. I'm going to say Jack by KO TKO in the second round. I'm going to give Jack like 60%. I give Burns 40. Slight confident here. I just feel like Burns will just give up, man. And once Jack hit him with those leg kicks, if he's going to throw the leg kicks, because Burns is going to shoot for takedown. He's going to hustle for them takedowns and jump on his back. So like I said, this could be a fight here where Burns come out there and just jump on his back. And like I said, Jack been submitted, but earlier in his fights, earlier in his career. But he has improved, but anything is possible. But Jack by KO TKO, guys, second round. Next fighter, we got Casey O'Neill versus Luana Santos. Casey O'Neill here, she's well-rounded, man. But her ground seemed to be her strong point, in my opinion. But she can get scrambled on. She can get taken down. Her striking, she's hittable. You know, she runs into strikes. You know, her punches are don't really pack that power. Right? She's not really committing to the shots. You know, it's not like a stiff jab or stiff straight in the pocket. It's kind of like loopy, you know, not much power behind it. And I'm saying this not to disrespect anybody. It's just, I've been doing this for a long time. I have over 40 odd years in training in the martial arts. MMA, name it, all different martial arts styles. So I know what I'm talking about, and I'm skilled in it. Right? But grappling, I would say, is more her thing. She will submit you. She has actually 3 by knockout, but you see what she's doing here. When she gets you down, she ground and pound you. So that's most of her knockout. There's not much standing up that she knocks you out in the foot, right? Like I said, not much power. Flat-footed, she winds up and she telegraphs her strikes, man. I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, you can tell what she's going to do before she does it. Her opponent here, Santos, on the other hand. Santos is a pretty cute female, man. She's a nice-looking girl. Nice-looking woman. Nice body and everything. Amazing. Santos here, on the other hand, she's well-rounded, man. Judo base. She pick her shots at times. She move around in and out. She looks good at 125 though. At 135, she doesn't look that great. 125 is where she shines. And she has a little fury in her, like a little dog in her, you know, that she will come in and let her hands go. Like, there's commitment behind the punches. Like when she's throwing it, there's intentions, you know, like heavy intentions. And she don't wind up, she just like letting it go. And she has that kind of like a killer instinct in her, right? I feel with O'Neal, you know, once you hit her once or twice or more, she starts to fade away, kind of shy away from the punches. I feel that Santos will let it go. Now, O'Neal is hometown favorite, so you keep that in mind. If the fight goes to decision, keep that in mind, which I have it by decision. So keep that in mind now. Casey's hometown favorite, right? Is she hometown favorite? Scotland, Ireland. Oops, my bad, guys. Oh yeah, fighting out of Australia. Okay, didn't born in Australia, but you know, but she's fighting out of Queensland, Australia. Yeah, for this one here, guys, I'm liking Santos, man. I feel Santos, in my opinion, is just a better fighter. He's a more skilled fighter too, you know. So I'm gonna go with Santos by decision. But like I said, with most of the women fights, you know, we always say it all the time, you know, it's 50-50. Because you pick Santos and O'Neal wins by split decision. See this all the time, man. Right? So I'm going to go with Santos though. Santos by decision. I'm not confident 50-50. Alright, next fight here, guys. We got Josh Culibao versus Ricardo Lamas. Josh is a well-rounded guy too. Has the grappling, scrappy kid. Has wrestling, has boxing. His hands are pretty good. Decent hands movement. He will mix it up with the boxing, striking, and go to the ground and wrestle. And he will also look for submissions. So this guy is a pretty skilled guy with a good foundation, with a good base, right? Ramos here. Ramos will let his hands go, and especially that spinning elbow he loves. But let me see here. You know, but with Ramos though, he will drop the ball, man. You know, he will get submitted. He will get knocked out. He's been submitted twice in a row with the same submission. You know, I mean, it looks like something is not right. You know, usually when you see that, you know, there's something up with that. He's not as durable. Like I said, we dropped the ball, not even active enough. You know, and he will gas out, man. And usually he gas out in the first round. Josh coming here. Josh is a dog, scrappy kid, has endurance. Will put their hands on you. I'm gonna go with Josh. I'm gonna say Josh by. I'm gonna say I have Josh by decision, but now that I'm looking at it, like a deeper look, which I did go deep in the card, but just having a slight little change here, maybe. I don't think Josh has 5 by knockouts. I'm gonna say Josh gets a knockout in the first round. I'm gonna go with Josh by KO TKO, guys, in the first round. But I'm not confident. I had him by decision, but Ramos gasses out. You know, Ramos he fades as the fight goes along. I'm not confident. KO TKO first round by Josh. 50-50, guys. All right. Let's keep going, man. And Josh is from Australia. South Wales. So definitely hometown fair for that guy. But if he finished the fight, then it doesn't matter, right? Next fighter, guys. We got Junior Tafa versus Walter Walker. Junior Tafa here, our next guy. That's Australian too. Heavy-handed. Heavy striker, pack power, but he can get taken down though, and that's the thing. But man, he can advance and get back up, but he can get taken down though. What we saw from the Muhammad fight, the Usman fight, he was getting taken down in that fight. He was getting grinded out in that fight. He beat Parker Porter and Marcos de Lima, just leg kicks. You know, it was a short notice though. Taking the place of his brother. You know, it's just this is a fight where it's like, you know, Tafa is a kickboxer, I believe in Glory, and I believe it was like number 5 in Glory. So he is, I mean, he has a striking, man, but, you know, this is MMA, man, and a guy like Walker, what I see from Walker is the Walker brother here. 3-inch of height, 9-inch of reach, which is massive, but his striking, man, needs work, man. It's kind of suspect with the striking. He will let his hands go, but he's hittable, man. He's slow at the movement. What I see from him on the outside, or the other organizations, his takedowns were looking good. He came in here against Lucas and just did not look good, man. And he was taking on Lucas, and Lucas was reversing him. Yeah, Lucas reversed him, you know. And Lucas was having his way with him on the ground, you know. So if Lucas can do that, that means that, you know, Walker's skill level may not be that high, you know what I'm saying? It's a low caliber fight, you know, experience wise. Walker, like I said, he has a 9-inch of reach, 3-inch of height, you know, but you know, he's hittable and he's flat-footed, and his wrestling seems good on, you know, in other organizations. It seems, you know, just more elusive with it, more chain wrestling, more, you know, quick on the takedowns. He comes to UFC, it just doesn't look the same. He gets tired, he gasses out, you know, and a guy like Tafa hits hard, man. So, I mean, Tafa would touch him up 1 or 2 times, I could see a finish. You know, like I said, Walker's striking, in my opinion, it's not the best striking. He's very hittable, right? But again, anything is possible. I would say this fight here, Tafa is experienced in kickboxing, but MMA not so much. You know, Walker seems, you know, like a low-level kind of fight. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Tafa, but zero confidence. I'm gonna say Tafa by KOTK in the first round, guys, 50-50, and yeah, that one is zero confidence in that one. Like I said, you know, Walker could come in this fight looking different, man, and there's double legs, single legs, and ground and pounding, and looking for submission. You know, I mean, he could do that. You know, and yeah, and Tafa loses. So that's why I say this is zero confidence. You know, you could say this fight is going to be probably grappler versus striker fight. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. But Tafa, KOTK first round, zero confidence. It's a fight you probably could even fade. All right. Next fighter, we got Jingliang versus Carlos Perez. Lee here, man, hasn't fought since 2022, and I believe he's been injured. Something with his spine, like spinal cord injury or something like that. That's anything to do with your spine or your back, just your vertebrae, your spine. That's not good. His last fight was against D-Rod, which they robbed him in that fight. Lee here is a very experienced guy, though, man. Heavy hitter, man. Lee's a dog. This guy's a fighter, man. Pack power. I think his overhand. I think it's his right overhand. Pack power. If he connects, you're going out, man. He's very durable. Only been submitted, I think, 1 time. Never been knocked out. Can get flat-footed because he sits down on his punches, but he does move in and out. But like I said, man, if he connects, you know, connects to anyone, he will finish them. And this guy's experienced, man, and yeah, you can't take anything. You can't take him lightly. You can't take nothing from him. You can't take him too lightly, because he would take your head off. His opponent here, Carlos. Carlos is from the Fighting Nerds gym. Skill guy, man. I mean, he's naturally has the skills, right? 6-inch of reach, which is massive. He likes a counter strike, fights long on the outside, uses a jab, follow up from off the jab, will jump in with knees. Nice movements, hands down kind of style. 14 by knockout, but he's been knocked out 2 times though, and been submitted 3 times. Lee's a more experienced guy here, man, by far, right? But you're probably saying the spinal cord injury. Yes, that could be a problem. Right, it's, you know, it's dependent on how he looks like, but I check out the Instagram and he's squatting I think around like 260 or maybe 300. He's like squatting and when using resistance bands and looking good. If you have back problems, you're not supposed to be squatting no weight. So if he's doing that, he seems like he's good, right? Carlos, on the other hand, man, you know, I checked him out and he's like smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol. I mean, to each their own, man, you know. I mean, coming from experience for myself, I used to drink and smoke and all these things too. And I have the natural skills, but competing in a sport, you know, you probably don't want to drink or smoke. And if you could quit drinking and smoking, it should be the right thing to do, because you get more out of your training and it's better for your health and it's better for your competition and your sport. Because, you know, you're smoking bad for your, you know, it's bad for your cardio. Drinking is bad for everything. Smoking is bad for everything. There's no any benefits, no positive benefits from drinking and smoking. It doesn't make you a better fighter, right? So he's like, you know, nearly a couple of videos, man, I see he's drinking and smoking. Like I said, each their own. I'm not here to, you know, to talk bad about anybody. It's all over the end of the day. I'm just speaking facts. Everything I'm speaking is facts, right? Some may say it's opinion, but there is no benefits in smoking and drinking. It doesn't make you a quicker fighter. It doesn't make your stamina better. It's poison, right? So if Lee is training and you know his back is better, he's training and putting in the work, and he's experienced and a skilled guy, and you have Carlos that's smoking cigarettes and drinking. I mean, like I said, you know, with Carlos is naturally, you can tell he's a skilled guy. He just has those attributes naturally, right? So Lee is probably natural too, but Lee's experience and skill. So in a fight like this, man, you know, to each their own, you know, you're drinking, smoking, you know, Carlos may knock out some guys because he's naturally skilled on drinking and smoking. But when you go up against guys that are skilled and experienced, like how he is, or probably more than him, may have problems. And like I said, with Carlos, he's hittable at times, you know, and he's been knocked out before and he's hittable. And even in his recent fights, you know, they're connecting punches on him. If Lee catches him, Lee could finish him, in my opinion. So the reasons for what I said, you know, about drinking and smoking, and just, when I see that, it's just like kind of like a turn off, you know. It's just, you know, and this is recently that he's drinking and smoking. And it's more than one video. So, like I said, man, I know what drinking does to the body. It dehydrates the body. You know what I mean? So if you're drinking and smoking, you're dehydrating, you're poisoning your body. And you have a next guy that's not drinking and smoking and putting in the work. I got to go with the guy that's putting in the work, man. I'm going to give a shot, you know, give a shot in Lee, man. I'm going to say Lee by KOTQ in the first round. But the thing is that Carlos, he can go to decision, but he slows down as the fight go along. He actually slows down. And if he cannot knock Lee out or finishes Lee, he's going to be in problems. Like I said, Lee is durable. Never been knocked out, been submitted twice. So if he's unable to finish Lee with a strike, which he can, like I said, yeah, he's drinking and smoking, but the guy is a skilled guy overall. But eventually, over time, if you keep drinking and smoking, it will decline your health. Those are facts. Just like bad food. You know what I'm saying? These are facts. So, especially when you're competing in a sport where you have to use your health and your skills, your speed, your time, and your mental state. So, I'm going to give Lee a shot here, man. And I must say Lee by KOTQ in the first. And like I said, the next reason too, because Carlos has 14 by knockout, but Lee has never been knocked out, and Lee is very durable. And Lee has fought tough competition. He's experienced, right? And he's putting in the work. So Lee KOTQ first. Not confident, 50-50. Let's see what happens, man. If Carlos wins, you know, I won't be surprised because Carlos is skilled. It's not like something that I'm pretty sure Lee, because Lee hasn't been competing since 2022, spinal injury. You know what I'm saying? But then he's putting in the work though. You know, Carlos is smoking and drinking. So, I mean, let's see what happens. Next fight, talk about Taita Savasa versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I think I pronounced that right. Ty here, man, pack a lot of power, heavy-handed. But he can get taken down. He can get knocked out. You can get submitted, 4 losses in a row. Takes a lot of damage too, man. This guy takes a lot of damage in these fights, especially the ones that he's not winning, obviously. Takes a lot of damage before he loses. He has his shoe thing where he's drinking from a shoe, which, like I said, man, is all marketing, and propaganda and all these things. You do what you gotta do, make your money, whatever. But like I said about alcohol and all these things, if I see a fighter drinking and consistently partying and drinking, it's not good, man. Now you may say, John Jones. John Jones has declined. John Jones has declined, man. If he fights Tom Aspinall, Tom will win that fight. If he fights Tom, Tom is going to win. John Jones slowed down, his speed slowed down, his time, and everything slows down. Especially when you're taking alcohol and all these things and partying. I'm not sure if he's still doing that. And like I said, I'm not judging anybody or anything like that. I'm just speaking facts. Because I used to drink too and do all type of different things. And it does affect your health. It does slow you down mentally too. All right? And physically. But like I said, Ty, he does his thing. He's a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? But it just back-to-back losses. It just doesn't look good. They've been knocked out. He's been submitted. It doesn't look good. Rozenstruik is putting in the work. Rozenstruik putting in the work. He has made improvements. His takedown defense has got better. I just feel Rozenstruik is just a more technical guy here. He's going to have a 3-inch reach. He's just putting in the work, man. Like I said, but Ty is from Australia. Like I said, hometown favorite. So if it goes to decision, they could give it to Ty, man. It's a strong possibility. But I just feel like Rozenstruik is putting in the work. And I see improvement with Rozenstruik. I don't really see no improvement with Ty. I just see declining, and it's taking a lot of damage. Just being real, man. I have to go to Rozenstruik here, guy. Rozenstruik by KO TKO, guys, in the second round. And it's a 50-50, man, because both big guys, and like I said, Ty is from Australia, man. Hometown favorite, and I love him over there. He's like, guy's a celebrity there, man. Like I said, you do what you gotta do. Whatever you feel like is best for you to make your living. If it's propaganda, whatever, mainstream, whatever you're doing, gimmicks, whatever. You just do what you gotta do, to win the crowd over. A lot of people just don't know. What I mean? They go with the hype. And once it dies out, then they move on. So you want longevity, man. All right. Rozenstruik KO TKO in the second round. Next fighter, guys, we got Mateusz Gamrot versus Dan Hooker. Gamrot here is the next well-rounded guy too, but his stand-up, it's not suspect, but he can get hurt though. And when he get hurt, he resort back to his wrestling, which his wrestling is what he's pushing consistently. Very, very crafty, double legs, single legs, very, very quick with the takedowns. But he's durable though. He's never been finished. And yeah, his takedowns are very good, and his submission game is good too. Dan Hooker, on the other hand, he's well-rounded, scrappy kid too, but not durable though. Not durable, man. Been knocked out 3 times, can be hurt to the body, and can get submitted. Stylistically, could be a good matchup here because he's longy, rangey, his strikes are, very effective, very technical guy in the foot, but takedowns from Gamrot, man, is just elusive. I gotta go with Gamrot here, guys. I'm gonna say Gamrot by submission in the first round, and I give Gamrot 70%, and I gave Hooker 30%. Again, all these guys are from Australia. Again, have I picked any Australian person? I picked Tafa and I picked Culibao. Sorry, and I picked Jenkins, Tom Nolan. So yeah, I picked a couple, and Stewart. Yeah, I picked a couple Australian. I picked a lot of Australian guys. But I'm not just here just like, oh man, let's pick all hometown favorites. You guys could do that if you want to, but I'm literally watching fights and looking at Instagram and reading up on stuff and checking stuff that some people may not want to check. To see what they're doing and how they're living their life and training and all this stuff. All those stuff play a factor. Yeah, but I'm liking Gamrot. I say Gamrot by submission first round, guys. All right. Next fight here, guys. We're at Kaya France. This is a co-main. Kaya France versus Steve Erceg. Francer is a well-rounded guy as well. Skill, experience. All these guys are pretty much experienced guys, man. Let's come into the main here. But he will fade, though. After first round, he starts to slow down a little bit. Let me see here. If he doesn't finish you in the first round, he will slow down as the fight goes on. Can get wild at times with his punches, kind of loopy punches, leave himself out there to get countered, which is not good because Steve Erceg is good at the counters, especially his 1-2 on the pocket. And his fade out hooks and jabs is pretty effective. Very well rounded guy. And Steve Kyle Francis is very well rounded in skill too, but I think that with Erceg, he's very, very skilled guy, man. And smart fight IQ. Maybe not the best IQ when he fought Pantoja in that last round. Kind of went for that takedown, kind of lost the fight there. He probably could have won the belt there. But overall, the guy is skilled, though. And I know he learned from that. Like I said, when you lose a fight, it's more of a lesson. You know what I'm saying? There's no losers. There's only winners, and you learn a lesson. See? All right. So with Erceg, he's very durable, accurate with his hands. Boxing looks good. Movement, footwork look good. This guy's a pretty skilled guy, man. All around, his wrestling, grappling, his scrambling is all good, man. I like what I see from Erceg. I feel like France, he gets wild and he leaves himself open. I believe Erceg could finish France. It's a possibility. But again, France is hometown favorite. So, but I must say decision though, man, But he could finish France though. But I must say decision. But again, look out for robbers, man. Usually in the fast go decision, hometown favorites, anything's possible. Some places and regions, part of the world could be different, depending on the country, whatever. But most of the time, hometown favorites go to decision. They will try to, not all of them, but like the majority will give them the win, right? But I like Erceg by decision, guys. Main fight on the card here, we got DDP, Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya. With the Plessis, man, the Plessis he's a well-rounded guy, and I'm gonna say that he's more well-rounded than Israel Adesanya. And the reason why I say that because he will wrestle, he will chain wrestle too. He would double up on the wrestling. He's pretty good on the takedowns. He will look for submission. He's a skilled guy. He's also durable. Let me see here. And the next thing about him that he will push a pace, and he's not. He would take a risk. I was gonna use a word that he's not afraid, but fear is just an illusion. But some people do have fear, and if you do, you do. But like I said, it's just an illusion. But he will just take it to you. He has a dog in him. He would take a risk. You know what I mean? So he put himself, like in harm's way, just to get what he needs to get. If he's gonna hit you, he would take the hit just to hit you. Right in the firing range. Like you hit me, and I'm gonna hit you back. But he's not gonna shy away from it. With Israel Adesanya, let me see here. Israel Adesanya, I feel is not the same. And if you guys remember that Sean Strickland versus Israel, who did I have winning? And I believe my subscribers said that I was the only one that picked Sean Strickland to win, and I believe I was the only one. Well, actually, I don't believe. I know. You guys like that, right? I know I was the only one that picked Sean Strickland to win that fight. Everybody had Israel. You know why they didn't have Israel winning? Because Israel doesn't look the same. If you look at all the Israel fights, dating back when he was winning a lot, once he got to Juan Balkovich, even though that's a different weight class, he lost that fight. There's a slight decline in him, I noticed. And when he fought Alex Pereira and got knocked out, it just seems worse. But then you probably say, but he knocked out Alex Pereira though. Yeah, he knocked him out. But you have to understand something about Israel Adesanya, that he's a counter fighter. And he works off of you throwing a bunch of punches and kicks, leaving yourself opening for him to counter. And that's how he usually catches. And, he catches his opponents and beat them. He's not going to go in there and put himself into fire or into harm, which he shouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like that too. I use my footwork. He's more of a technician. But the thing is that doesn't look the same anymore. Like he's slowed down. Remember, with a technician, you have to be in and out quickly, sprinting and sprinting out. That quick twitch muscles, like quick, very in and out fast and movement. He's not doing that anymore. He's becoming more hittable. He's not leaving the center line quick enough. He's not cornering. His response time is slower. That's all I'm saying. Could it be age? I mean, age is a number, but sometimes it can affect eventually after a while. It depends on how you live in your life, though. So I mean, he's 35. I mean, it could, like I said, age is a number, though. It depends on how you take care of yourself. I'm not sure how he take care of himself, but from what I see, he looks like a guy that I don't know. I mean, that take care of his health, I guess. But he does get flustered, though, once you start going straight at him and applying pressure, which Plessis is going to apply pressure on him. And Plessis would put himself into a harm way, but he may probably say, Plessis is going to throw a bunch of punches, and then Israel can counter him. Very possible. But like I said, Israel doesn't look the same anymore. He did counter Alex. He did catch him with the punch. But then the Plessis is not going to fire at him like that. The Plessis is going to fire, and then kind of dip to one side. He's still going to not put himself directly, like just straight up. Alex was just straight up, just no cure of defense. Adesanya's gonna have the 4-inch reach, 3-inch of height. Switch his stance, give different looks. He tried to draw you in, and once he draws you in, then he counters you off of your movement. He doesn't move forward and then will throw a jab and come at you. Like put himself, I guess, in danger. Like how can I say it? He's not gonna push the fight to a point where he can get countered or caught. He's gonna be more on the defensive kind of style of countering. He's just not gonna just leave himself like that. Leave himself vulnerable to get countered, right? I mean, if that makes any sense. But that you don't want to do. But sometimes you have to put yourself a little bit, I guess, in deep water, I guess. Or if you have a guy that's going to push a high pace and put himself out there, and you're just trying to backpedal and counter, you're going to end up losing the fight. You know what I mean? Because then you're not really firing back. So then how are you going to win? Or unless you're countering him sharply now, right? Like how MVP counters are direct and sharp. If you look at Izzy doesn't really do that anymore. He doesn't really possess that. I haven't really seen it other than the knockout of Alex, but it still doesn't look like him though, because he would more backpedal and hit you with the straight. His kicks would be more accurate. It's just not the same anymore. From my opinion, that's why I picked Sean Strickland to win. This fight here, I'm gonna go with DDP. I'm gonna go with the Plessis to win this fight. And yeah, man, it's just a lot of things playing to factor too, a lot of mental thing about the whole South Africa thing. That's why I dropped that video in the beginning. The South Africa thing is like, like I said, guys, we're all one, man. Just energy, man. It's not any black or you're white, so you're not South African. I mean, who cares where you come from? It shouldn't matter. It's just all energy. That's all it is. We're all just having an experience, all vibration and all vibrational. No matter what freaking skin color you're always the guy. And if you want to even be that picky and pinpoint, the guy is from South Africa. It doesn't matter if it's white or green or pink. If you want to pick a country and give it a name or island, it's just all an illusion, man. If you want to do that, he is from South Africa, and Izzy doesn't live in Africa. He lives in Australia. He's hometown favorite on this card, and it's not in South Africa. If you want to be that picky, but like I said, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's black or white, like Michael Jackson said. It doesn't matter if it's black or white, man. This is all energy. We're all having an experience, and that's it. But again, propaganda, illusions, we all play into it. Try to make it interesting in some kind of way, but it's freaking ridiculous. But I like him Plessis for this DDP. I must say, I wasn't go by KO TKO, which he can. But I must say by decision. I just feel he can mix it up. He can get takedowns. And yeah, he can push a higher pace. And Izzy gonna look to counter, but like I said, you know, I feel Izzy's on a slight decline, and his technique doesn't look as sharp like it used to. Could it look better in this fight? Maybe. It's a possibility. He could look quick and snappy, and everything looks, and the counter looks sharp. But I haven't seen it in a while, man. I haven't seen that in a while. Like I said, I'm not being negative or hating. I'm just speaking from facts. I picked Sean Strickland to win, right? Okay. I could have picked Israel Adesanya to win, but I was the only one that picked Sean Strickland. There's a reason for that. Because I see it. It doesn't strike the same, doesn't counter the same. Its mental doesn't look the same. Doesn't have that pop on the counter. And the kicks and everything don't look the same. After Alex Pereira, I seen it. I saw it after the John. You know, the John Valkovics, but not as, it wasn't so evident. But I see it a little bit in Marvin. I see it in the Robert Whittaker. I start to see it. Gerard Cannonier, I start to see it. Like, he just doesn't look the same. Like, he's not putting like a lot of effort or energy into his training, or something is wrong. And then Alex Pereira got knocked out, and then even Sean Strickland also knocked him down in the first round. So a guy like Du Plessis is going to come in here, man. He's going to push up high pace. He's going to fight. Du Plessis got that dog in, and he's durable. He's going to come to fight, man. He's going to come to fight. And his skills is good. He has a kickboxing skills. His skills is not bad. Kind of awkward on some movements, but he get it done, though. But like I said, the reason why I'm not picking Izzy is because it doesn't look the same anymore. It does not look the same, man. All right? And it's not disrespect. It just doesn't look the same to me. And I feel Plessis, if he comes in there and push a high pace like what Strickland did, and then look what Du Plessis did to Strickland. Exactly. I just watched the fight. I watched the fight again, and I thought that, you know, Strickland did a little better, but Du Plessis straight out won that fight. Straight out won it, man. He did a good job in that fight. Yeah. So, like I said, Du Plessis, and I say Du Plessis by decision. I'm not confident, though. Because, like I said, hometown favorite for Izzy. Just never know, man. Hometown favorite, man. Go decision. And new. And Izzy gets the belt back. Very careful with that. But I feel Du Plessis is going to push a high pace. And with the whole South Africa talk and all these things, there's like a lot of thing behind that. Which, like I said, guys, that shouldn't matter, man. But they make it into something, you know, like, you know, oh, I'm black, I'm South African, and you're white. What the hell? Or, you know, you're more, I guess, rich because you're white, or you have, you know, in Africa, or you live somewhere that's rich. The guy, you know, he's from South Africa, dude. That's just pretty much it. Everybody in South Africa is looking for him to win. Are people looking for Israel to win? No, because he's not living in South Africa. He may probably be from there, I guess from Nigeria, but he's not living there. He lives in Australia, dude. That's if you want to be that picky, and you know, like skin color, whatever, or race, whatever. I don't know. Whatever, man. But yeah, so that's it. I go Plessis by decision, guys. 50-50. Not confident. Oh man, thinks about that time, man. Crazy odd vibes, man. Crazy odd vibes. Let's take a look at these odds, man. See what we're working with, man. Let's see what we're working with real quick here, guys. Oh, wow. Wow, man. Oh, wow. Oh. Yikes. Oh, man. Hold on for a second here, guys. Oh, wow. Hold on, man. Hold on, man. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy, man. So crazy, I have to sing about it. crazy, man. No way. No way, man. I have to make a song on this. I have to sing about this. I have to sing about this. Let's go, man. I've been meaning to tell you, I've got this feeling that won't subside. I look at these odds and I fantasize these odds tonight. Now I've got you in my side with these crazy odds. Well, look at you and I can't disguise these are crazy odds. I feel the magic between you and I. Yo, great, man. That's the soundtrack. You guys want a copy of that? Just hit me up, man. All right. That's a crazy odd music video, man. Hopefully you guys like that. Yeah, but these odds are bananas, man. No way, man. No way, dude. Stewart, 230. No, because Jesus is experienced. Stewart is making his debut. Stewart looks good, like I said, but he's making his debut. Jesus has the experience already in UFC. There is no way Stewart should be no 250 or 230, man. Those are crazy odds. Just like what the song said. Crazy odds, man. No way. Glenn, song 175. I could see that, you know. Glenn moving up in weight. Glenn doesn't look that good at 145 or 155, been knocked out, submitted. You know, I mean, that's understandable. It's not so crazy. Alex Reyes and Tom Nolan. Tom Nolan, negative 1200. Wow. Negative 1200, dude. Dude, what I told about Nolan, man, he's hittable, especially when he comes into the pocket. Alex is a heavy hitter, but hasn't been active and is not durable either. But there's hell no way, man. This fight right here, I would just dog or pass it, man. Dog or pass it, bro. Dog or pass it. There's no way, dude. No way. This deserved the song, the Crazy Odd song, for sure. And that's why I sang this song. This was the debut of my Crazy Odd music video. No, man. Dog or pass, guys. No way, man. Don't do it. Because it definitely could be an upset, man. He goes in there, he's looking good. Jab is firing out, looking nice, he's moving around. Then he goes in and throw a 3 combination or a 2 combination. And he get caught in between. Alex catches him with a heavy overhand. Nolan could come in here and win too. I mean, don't get me wrong. He could come in here and win. But not at no 1200, dude. Oh man, this is very laughable. This is very, very funny. Burns and Jack Jenkins. Damn, Jack is 800. That's why I made the song, man. Burns can submit Jack. Burns is experienced. He can submit Jack. No, he will give up in the fight, and he does give up, but there's still a chance for him to win. There's a window there for him to win because he has the tools to win it. He could jump on Jack back. You never know, unlocking a rear naked choke. So Jack being 800, coming off of an injury. Yeah, man. I'd be very careful with that, man. That's crazy. Santos 142. It's not bad, but women fight, I like to see even, man. Because like I said, I pick Santos, hometown favorite, O'Neal come in and win by split decision. Happens all the time, man. Josh and Ricardo. Josh is 148. I know it's nothing wrong with that. I just feel that, you know, Josh is a skilled guy, you know, and you know, and a guy like Ramos is also skilled, but he's like on the decline. You know, he's just been submitted back to back. It just doesn't look good, you know. Jenkins, why I say that Burns could win, because Jack is still kind of there. He's still kind of not super proven yet, coming off of an injury. He doesn't know what to expect. But Yeah, I mean, that's not bad for Josh. I feel Josh should win that fight, but still be careful. Tafa and Walker is perfect. Close to even. They got Tafa at 130. It's close to even. It could be even, you know, when the fight starts, but it should be an even fight, though. That's why I made the song, man. That's why I had to sing this song tonight, man. I had to make this song tonight. I had to debut that, man. Carlos and Lee. Carlos is 360. There's no way, dude. Not saying he can't win, no. Coming from Fighting Nerds, it's a good camp. A lot of good guys come out of that camp and looking nice. He has a jab from the outside. He counters nice, the knees, everything. But Lee's durable and Lee's skill. Skill, durable, and very experienced. And like I told you before, the smoking and the drinking and all those other things, it just doesn't look good. So the odds like that, no, man. Lee at a plus 285? Nah, man. I'm liking Lee for this, but if Carlos wins, I won't be surprised. But not at 360 though, dude. Ty and Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik at 2 something. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. I mean, I like Rozenstruik for this fight. I just feel Rozenstruik has improved a lot, man. He got improved, man. And what I see from Ty is the same thing, but it's getting worse. So, but still be careful with the both big guys. Ty could come in here and swing overhand, catch him and knock him out. It's a possibility. Or can go to decision. Ty hometown favorite. Be careful with that one. Dan Hooker, Gamrot 300 and something. Hooker can catch him though and hurt him because Gamrot can get hurt. So it's a fight you should be careful with still. But I feel Gamrot is just the better fighter, man. It's just the more durable, the more experienced guy. Well, I shouldn't say real experienced. I think Dan Hooker is more experienced, you know, by being in the UFC. But I just feel like the skill guy is going to be Gamrot. And there's a path for him, a path of victory for him to win this fight. France and Steve, 162, 172. Yeah, I like Steve for this one, but still be careful. You know, like I said, France is experienced, man. So, you know, Steve looked good, but France is experienced, dude. So, and Du Plessis and Israel is just even. So, they don't have Israel as a high favorite like what they did with Sean Strickland. I believe in the Sean Strickland fight, he was like maybe like plus 600 or something like that. Not plus negative 600, I think, with Sean Strickland. Let me see. No, it was negative 770, negative 450. Yeah, he was a big favorite. You know, everybody thought that he would just run through Sean Strickland easily. Sean Strickland was just shelling up, walking him down, but Easy don't counter the same though. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't counter the same. In other fights, you know, he counters like one hit or quitter counter, but it doesn't look the same anymore. So yeah, so that fight being even is you know, the Plessis and Easy is great. That's perfect, right? So that's about it right there, guys. I mean, I don't like to use the word hope, but I know you guys love the song, and like I said, the music video will be released soon. But you can say that this was a music video here, but yeah, man. But the odds are crazy though, man. What I'm looking at is like it's a lot of fights are like just the odds are just way too high because the guys that are fighting has a path to victory, of pulling off a submission or even a knockout. You know, the Jack Jenkins and Herbert Burns, even though Herbert Burns will quit, so that's probably why. But still. The Jesus and Stewie, that fight there is be careful, and Nolan, be careful with that one. Carlos and Lee, that's the number one to be careful of. That's a fact what I said for my breakdown. Yep, it's a couple of fights in there, crazy odds, man. Couple, a good 5 or 6. That's why I made the song, man. But that's about it right there, guys. I know I spent a lot of time on this video, probably over an hour already. But you guys keep on kicking, man. Don't forget to subscribe so the videos can get out. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, check out my Patreon account for my Facebook prediction. You can donate to my PayPal, and that's it right there, guys. One love out to everybody, and let's see what happens, man. All right.